Good morning, precious people. Here we are together. It's another fresh day, and I'm so thankful for your irreplaceable light and the experience and wisdom that you bring into the world. Today is a gift filled with possibility, so let's open it with kindness and curiosity. And let's give ourselves a little grace because we're still growing and learning. So grab your nearest drink with me. I have 2 drinks going today, my water and my coffee. This, like I said, I think I told you before, my coffee lasts about 4 days. I get the largest size of iced coffee. I put espresso, cold foam, syrups. I think I put 6 shots of espresso, 6 pumps of white chocolate mocha, some cold foam, which I ate off right away. That goes first thing. Yeah, and then I drink what I want of it, this is my 2 days of drinking already. I've had a little bit today already, so maybe my first day of drinking was a little less than that, but it usually lasts me at least 4 days, and if it's yummy, other people will sneak in the fridge and sip on it throughout the day too. So it's not just me drinking it and it still lasts 4 days. It would probably last longer if it was just me and I portioned it out. But yeah, 6 shots of espresso in there. So in an iced coffee with syrup and milk and sweet cream, I think it's called. Yeah, it's delicious and it's my treat. It's what I use my stars on. I still have some stars to use before Starbucks changes their program next week. So I will be getting another one, hopefully drinking that down in time to get another one. I need to check in with myself. Why don't you do that with me? Let's take a deep breath. I feel a little bit of stress. I have so many projects I'm working on, so I feel a little behind, even though they're just self-made projects. Not self-made. I'm working on a book with somebody or a historical document, cookbook sort of thing. It's a fun project I'm working on. And then I wanted to go to a house auction today. So I didn't realize, I think they have foreclosure auctions for the county like every Wednesday or something. And then there's tax lien sales. There's a whole bunch of stuff you can get involved in. And I think I might try to figure it out and then make an episode about it. Because I'm really interested. Once we get our savings bumped up, that it'll be a couple of years from now, we'll have money at a nest egg to go buy maybe a foreclosed property or something. I don't know, at an auction price. I know there's one across the street from us on a few blocks away, actually, on auction today. So I'll probably go in and just see how much it went for. What I have to talk about today is not pleasant, but you can call me Pollyanna if you want. You can say I am delusional, ignorant, there was a word I thought of today. I'm like, someone could see this as flippant, or your thoughts on this, what's going on in Iran, is probably a little different than what I'm going to be talking about today. My sweet kitty's up here. I'm tickling his little foot. But I wanted to see what a positive spin I can put on what's going on right now, because it is really distressing to a lot of people. To those of us who believe in Armageddon and the end time prophecies in the Bible, this doesn't really come as a surprise to us that this could be something really serious that happens in the Middle East. So I just want to look at it maybe from an American standpoint and try to see the positive, the possible positive outcomes from what's going on. Because there's volatility in the Middle East, and there have been U.S. / Israeli strikes on Iran. It began about 5 days ago, February 28th. Today's the 4th. And subsequent retaliatory attacks on U.S. embassies, we've all seen that. And the regional, our partners in that region, the situation is very tense. But from a strategic and geopolitical perspective, an argument can be made for a best case scenario for the United States. This outlook focuses on the potential for a fundamental regional realignment that could enhance long-term American security and our economic interests. So, number one, like the first thing that could happen in our favor, I have 4 things listed here, is that it's a neutralization of the nuclear threshold. The primary justification of the current operation has been that it's going to prevent the nuclear capabilities of Iran. The positive outlook I want to share with you is that by successfully degrading Iran's nuclear infrastructure and the ballistic missile capabilities, now the U.S. eliminates a looming existential threat that has dictated the Middle Eastern policy for decades. So this has been a long time coming. Like every president the last 50 years has talked about Iran's nuclear capabilities, because Iran hates the United States. They want us dead. The Islamic extremists, not like every Muslim, not every Iranian citizen. It's just these extremists in charge of Iran want the West dead, want our ideology wiped off of the earth. So we really have to address it for our security. So removing the nuclear capabilities prevents a regional arms race where Saudi Arabia or Turkey might feel compelled to develop their own nukes. And it ensures that the U.S. does not have to operate under the threat of like a nuclear blackmail. That's such a positive in our strategic future of our security. They have been holding this over our heads that, we'll just wipe out Israel if anyone does anything. They want to wipe out Israel anyway is the thing. They don't need a reason. In fact, they're shooting missiles at Israel all the time. And the poor neighbors are just trying to stay out of it because they don't want to be shot at themselves. So, yeah, it's like a big bully in the Middle East to me. And then I know other people can see that maybe Israel is the big bully. But the thing between Israel and Iran, the Ayatollah and the people in charge in Iran, think women are on the same level as cattle. They cut women's eyes out for wearing makeup. They are huge human rights violators, where Israel is more of a democratic society. So it's like, yeah, they're two maybe extreme ends of the same spectrum over there, but at least one is not really compatible with Western civilization. One is very anti-woman and like human rights for women is not even a thought. You can kill your wife if she displeases you. So let's just I know Israel has their own issues and problems, and they're not perfect. But between the two, whose side would you want to be on? Who would you want to be fighting to have a little more control in that region? So the number two, like positive that we can kind of hope for, is that it facilitates domestic reform in Iran. Iran. Sorry if I say it like every different way in this video. Reports indicate that internal protests in Iran preceded these strikes, and they're driven by economic dissatisfaction. So, my positive outlook on this: if the strikes successfully decapitate the leadership of it's IRGC, it's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. Sorry. Without, sorry. So if we can like cut the leadership off of these radical Islamists without devolving into a full-scale like occupation, boots on the ground kind of thing, it may create a power vacuum that the domestic Iranian opposition can feel. Because we saw those protests, we saw the people out there. They are motivated right now. This is a great time to take advantage of that vibe, I guess, in Iran, where they're seeing the protests here. I think we're inspiring them to move, to make a change, to take back their country. The benefit would be to the United States that a transition to a more representative, less ideologically expansionist government in Tehran would fundamentally end this Cold War in the Middle East. It would stop the funding of proxy groups like Hezbollah, the Houthis, the militias in Iraq that currently necessitate expensive U.S. military deployments. Yes, it will essentially bring more peace and less United States intervention in that area, I believe. And then number three, the Iranian retaliatory strikes have hit several Arab Gulf states like Bahrain, the UAE, Kuwait. The outlook for us, that's positive. Nothing unites former rivals like a common active threat. These attacks may force a definitive end to the hedging strategies of these regional powers, like the neighbors that I was talking about. They kind of been able to stand back. No, now they're being involved in this. Now we have a common enemy. Let's unite. This could lead to a formal US-led Middle East Treaty Organization by integrating the air defenses and intelligence of Israel and the Arab states. The United States can transition from being a primary policeman to a supporting partner. I would love that. I would love for that region to take over their own policing, allowing a long-desired pivot to Asia without leaving a power vacuum. Number four, stability through strength. Yes, we want a stable Middle East. That would be good for the whole planet, for everybody. Let's see. History shows that major conflicts often precede major diplomatic breakthroughs. So here they give an example. I don't know about this specific one. Maybe you've heard of it. In 1973, there was a Yom Kippur War, and it led to Camp David Accords. And I know Camp David is a place the president goes, so it must have been a United States-led agreement. So the president, my positive outlook in that realm is that President Trump has signaled that renewed talks will be easier after this military success. The goal is a grand bargain where a weakened Iran accepts strict non-proliferation and an end to the proxy warfare in exchange for reintegration into the global economy. We are using tariffs, we're using oil, the Strait of Hormuz, is that the big oil trafficking area that we're trying to open back up and secure financial incentives, prosperity can bring people together as well, end wars, really be a bargaining chip for a lot of these people. Let's see. The benefit for the United States is that for the US, this means lower long-term energy prices. Oh, it is Hormuz. Once the Strait of Hormuz is secured, which is what we're trying to do right now. Fewer radicalized threats to the US embassies. And here in the United States, our border was wide open. There are terrorists here. I mean, they know of probably thousands of terrorists that are here. So we got to keep our heads on a swivel, guys. Fewer radicalized threats to U.S. embassies and here, and a massive reduction in the billions spent annually on the regional contingency operations. So there will be a huge financial gain to us if we can get the Middle East partners. Sorry, my cat's being a little crazy. Let me show you. Hi, sweetie. Are you a good boy? You see yourself? Are you being? Oh, are you want to be crazy? Okay. So he chooses violence today. It looks like. Yeah, I feel like maybe I could be seen as a Pollyanna or a wishing, like I wish for peace or whatever. No, I really feel like there's so many benefits that are possible that can come out of what's happening in Iran right now. I am so sad for the people, people who've lost their life already, the US soldiers, their poor families. But if this can enact just lasting peace, financial security, secure the oil production and transportation, I don't know. I can see so many good things happening out of this. And like I said, you could call me Pollyanna, unrealistic, head in the sand. But as a Christian, we know the end is coming. Like I said, none of this is out of kitties. Oh, he's being such a brat today. Hey! Anyway, so I can see so many good things coming from it, and I want to be positive. I want the Lord to have his way and in our lives, and we can be aware. We can keep our head on a swivel, like I said. Sorry, I really want to stay upbeat. It's easy to beat ourselves down and get in the dumps over all this because it just feels rotten. Hate it. And the news does not help. Turn off the news. Go get your feet in some grass. Drink water. Breathe. It'll be okay. The bottom line is that the most beneficial outcome is a shorter, high-intensity conflict that breaks that 40-year cycle of like a gray zone warfare, just like the simmering threat. And if it results in a crippled IRGC, their IRGC was their Revolutionary Guard Corps, and a regional coalition. Yes, we need those partners. That takes ownership of its own security. The U.S. could emerge with its influence solidified and actual military burden significantly reduced. Let's hope for that. Let's pray for that. Okay, again, if anything I said sparked a thought, if you have any disagreement with what I said, just leave it. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Like, subscribe, watch my other videos. Every single day is a chance to learn something new and to keep growing and learning and become more of the wonderful person you are. So the world is better with your light in it. Thanks for sharing your time with me. I'll be here again tomorrow. And I just hope you have a beautiful day. Keep your chin up. Keep your outlook bright. And do something good for yourself today. You are the Lord's precious one. Bye.